welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for the 30th of January and the DAX on the 4-hour chart here. We had this particular high here as a wave B here and looking for a wave C to come down through to here. That could still be the case. So if this low here is breached, then we'll come down for this wave C here. Okay, but otherwise, if we make a move up from here, then we'll be moving. I need to recount it like I've got here with still looking for wave 1 high here. So we'd be looking for to make a new high here. How far it goes, I'm not quite sure, but we'd certainly be taking out this high here. Would it stretch up to the medium level here, 11,500? That's the question. We would need to see good support on top of 11,300, which is the top of group 1. So on the hourly chart for this, the normal process with group 1, which is 3 here, so 11,000, we've got 1, 2 and 3 in 100. So if we were going to see a move up from here, we would see the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then a little ABC pattern here. So, and then a move up here. So yeah, taking out these highs here, these reference point highs, would be the catalyst to move higher. The question is that we need this. If this low here is breached, then we know that we'll be heading down further here. So it does look a little bit positive here, just in this little space here. Let's just go in and have a look at that on the tick chart here for a moment. So yeah, just on the tick chart here. So the move currently, the move down through here, that is in 5 waves, and then we've got this corrective move here. So this makes it all a little bit, unless this is an A and a B and a C here. So just this little move up here would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So what we could say is we could say on the 11,250, if that becomes the support, then that would be fine from that point. The other point here too is that I don't quite know if this little move here is actually the 5th wave as it finished here. So if this market, if the market moves back down to say this little area here, then that top would be in place. If that top is in place, then we can look at this here and take that top there. If not, you'll have to find the top up here, okay? But if that pulls back down, back into this space here, then we know that top's in place. So then we can look at this particular retracement coming into this space here, so 11,220 area here. So this would be up for 1 and back for 2 in that case. So in that case, then we could just draw a line across the top to this top here. So if we go back to, I'll just clean this up and go back to that hourly chart here for a moment, so I can draw on. It doesn't give us much here either does it? So so the little move up here appears to be in 5 waves. So if that is indeed 5 waves here, then we're going to have an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here for this, and then we're going to move up from there. So going across these highs here, or that current high there, would be the long trade to move up higher from that point, okay? Yeah, but in a nutshell, if I just go back to the 4-hour chart here, if we can move up here to make that one more high here, then we'll be looking at the A wave, the B wave and the C wave here, and then we'll move up from there. It may not pull all the way back down here too, because I noticed that when I was working with a medium level here, it normally just sort of has some sort of correction, you know, that plays out around here somewhere and then moves up from that point. So we'd be looking to, you know, move in long over this side. So we really need this. It's hard to go long here now because we're kind of at the top here. We've had a crack at this on the way up, which has been okay, but we need this corrective phase to come into play. This is also the same for the CAC here as well, so we need to extend its wave count up into the 5,000 area here, and also looking for 5 waves up here as well. It probably also won't pull back to this level here as well, the 50-60% level here. Normally it will just pull back to the 8 area here if it was going to pull back that low here, but once again we certainly need that this to play out here, and then the A, the B and the C wave here, and then moving up from that area there. So you can see that any long trades here would be short term here in that space. This is also the same for Italy as well. So I had Italy like this with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave 1, and looking for an A wave, a B wave and a C wave. It still may be the case, but once again it would need to breach the 19,500 for that to occur. Otherwise we're going to see this market lift up into this space here. But in the same instance, I'm not really interested in this until we get to this level and we have some type of corrective move here, and then we can look to go in long here. We need this corrective move here. Markets are trends and corrections of different degrees, and we need this trend here as you know, we need it corrected so then we can move into it wherever that case may be. So this wave 1 here now is looking very likely that will be over in this area through here, but I just need to confirm that. I need to see that move up into there to do that. Otherwise we'll have the C wave here, and if that's the case, if we get the C wave here, then we'll be moving in long from this point here. The UK market has been had a slightly different count. So it's very difficult to get 5 waves to move from this low here up into this space here. So even though wave 4 here, as I've got it as overlap wave 1 here, I'm going to stay with that. There's also the possibility that the whole move up is corrective, and then that would make this an A wave here, a B wave here and a C wave here. But in both cases we'll still be looking for a move higher. In this case here we've got, it looks like it's quite high here and higher than here, but on the cash market it's not. This is actually lower than this one, and there's 3 waves up here. So we started to count 5 waves down here on the hourly chart, but we can now look for this to be 1 and 2 here. Whoopsie daisy. 3, 4 and 5. You know, they're obviously going to try and push or work out how they would have another vote for the exit Brexit. So on the hourly chart here, we pretty much nailed this here on the turn here. So we were counting, I've relabeled this 1 degree out, but still the same count. We're looking for from this high here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here, and we're using this high here to go long here now. So if you're long, that's fine. If this market's going to fail, this is where it's going to fail from. So we could use the 6,900 here as the 61.8% retracement level within all of this. So a bit of housework here while I'm on the hop. So it looks like it's from here, from this low here, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So I think this is still going to play out with this wave 1 here as well. So so that means that I don't even think that's finished here. So if that moves up here, then we'll still have a wave 4 here and a wave 5 here, then an A and a B and a C wave here for this. So this can move up here. So you have to also understand too that that this market has been lagging the other markets, so it's probably going to play catch up, and that can be now-ish. Well, obviously now, because it's pushed up quite strongly here. So if you're not long already, then wait for the correction that's going to unfold at 6.9 here. And then we can look at wave 3 moving higher and wave 5 and so on, moving higher up here into the 7,200. So a nice trade. We can keep the stop now out of the way here. I mean, if the stop's always too far away for you because you've got too much risk in there, then you need to lessen your position, that's all. So I might even just drop that under that little wave 2 there, because that's where the volume would have come in to push that up. So that's where it's safe at that point, because we also need to allow that 61.8% mark here. If we take it from the low here, let's just take it to 6.9 as a starting point here, and we can look at this in this space here. So it can come back to this area. It might just come back 40%, but we certainly need to allow allow for everything to stay in the trade. So our next trade for this here will be, if I can just copy that here, place that there. Well, we can have that, we can keep that there as well. So let's just put that there. The next one will be through here. We want that A, B, and C to play out here. We'll adjust that and get a better position on that. But just to give you the idea here. So the other point too is that, I mean, currently here we've got, currently this could be corrective to this point here. So an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. I don't think it's the case, and the reason I don't think it's the case for is that wave A here doesn't really have any, well, it will have some sort of Fibonacci relationship, but nothing in the way of equality between these two. So I think that we're on the right track here. So if you're not in, don't worry, we'll get it after it's completed its trend. All trends have got a beginning, a middle, and an end, and we can see the middle's right in the middle here, the strong part here, so we're in the ending part of the structure. So let's just allow it to finish and roll over, and then we can pick it up, as we'll save time, as time is money in this game, in most games really. So alrighty, thanks for tuning in, cheers.